If you clicked on this video, chances are you want to change your life. But what if I told you you can completely change your life a lot faster than you think? Whether it's getting a new job, moving to a new city, getting in a relationship, whatever it may be, you can do it a lot faster than you think. In this video, I'm going to share with you guys 3 things that helped me get to where I wanted to be much faster and will definitely help you. But let me tell you a little bit about my journey. Just 1 year ago, I was living with my parents at 26 years old. I was working a job with pretty much zero job security, and also I'd never been in a relationship before. And in just 6 to 8 months time, I went from that to moving out to a big city, getting a girlfriend, and getting a brand new job with way more job security and a $10,000 increase in salary. But looking back on this journey, these are the 3 things that helped me the most to achieve this sort of turnaround. Number 1, people who take risks are rewarded. Let's look at risks in 3 different categories: financial risk, emotional risk, and social risk. So for me, the financial risk was 1, going and moving to a new city, even though I didn't really have much job security and the rent was going to be a bit expensive. I went from having to pay no rent living with my family to having to spend my own money to pay rent. And I really didn't have the job security. Another thing is the emotional risk. Like I said, another part of the risks I took when I moved is to try to find a relationship. I'd never been in a relationship. So I had to take a lot of risk emotionally, putting myself out there in a completely new place, completely new environment, just to potentially get an egg on my face and, not reap any rewards from that. But that was a risk I had to take. Another thing is the social risk. I went from having a really good group of friends in the city I used to live in to going to a place I didn't know anybody. I had to start all over. I had to make brand new friends, brand new connections, brand new groups. But for me, one thing I noticed in my life, and the reason I was willing to take these risks, is because I felt that I always do my best work when things are on the line, when there's a little bit of pressure. And I felt when I was at home living with my parents and things were just a little too comfortable. Like I had a job, but I wasn't that motivated to get a new job. Or same thing socially, like I had my group of friends. I wasn't really venturing out beyond that. And it was just too comfortable. And I felt like looking back at my time in school, I'd always be the person who studied last minute and somehow pulled it out. Well, maybe that's not the best way to do it, but I just remembered that would always be the way I did it. So I thought like, why not try to kind of replicate that and take some risk and do it in real life. And the reason I say people who take risks are getting rewarded is because risk brings opportunity. And when you take this risk is when real growth is actually achieved, because you have much more on the line. You have much more need to succeed. And I'm not going to say it's going to work out every single time, just taking a big risk. It's not always going to work out. But even if you do fail, you would have learned so much more taking that risk than you would have if you just stayed in your comfort zone. It's okay to take risk. Like I took a big risk in signing a 1-year lease, moving out to a new city when like I said, had like 8 months of job security. That means I had 4 months where I didn't even know what I was going to do. But that type of thing motivated me like, okay, I got to get to a new job. I got to get a better job. I got to do more. I got to make more money. And I did, because I was in the position where I needed to do it, versus when I was sitting at home, there was no really risk and there was no repercussions. Number 2 is find a growth environment. Now this is a very big one. When I moved to this new city, it was definitely an adjustment because like I said, I didn't know anybody. So I had to make all new friends. And another thing, it was not really the making friends part that was hard, but it was kind of getting the vibe of the new city, what the people are like, what the social circles are like. And the city I live in now has a mix of like the hustle culture and the outdoor lifestyle as well. But I found like the hustle part very interesting because I had never been in an environment like that where pretty much everybody is either working a side gig, has a startup, works at a big company, has like so many different things. They're training for a marathon, they're training for some like fitness thing, they're traveling, they're learning. It's like a very interesting, unique city where it's a lot of young people who are motivated to doing things. And the reason I say like find high growth environments like is because when you're around these type of people, you're so motivated. Like the amount of people I've met here in the city I live in now who are really rich for their age bracket is insane. And that's just so motivating because if everybody else around you is doing things and working towards things, you're going to be much more motivated to wanting to also do your own thing. And also you're going to find other people to collaborate with. Like the amount of people I've met here who want to try and do something, who are open to meeting up and, working on a project or working on an idea is insane. An example of this is like when I joined a run club here in my new city and I suck at running. I'd never been a runner, especially a long distance runner. I realized when I ran by myself just at the trails, I'd do okay. I'd have okay times. But when I was in that group setting at run club with my friends, I'd be getting my best mile times because I'd be motivated. I'd see them running and doing really well, and they would encourage me, like, yo, keep going, don't stop now, we're almost there. And that helped me. And I would be getting my best times when I was in that group environment. And you can kind of replicate that in any sense. It doesn't have to be running necessarily, but whatever, if you are in a high growth environment, you're much more likely to succeed because other people around you are going to push you forward and encourage your ideas. I know that was a big thing for me, is like I always lived in places where these type of things weren't encouraged and there wasn't really that many people around me doing things like that. So just moving to that high growth environment definitely helped. And obviously if you have the means to move to a city that has that type of environment, then definitely do that. But let's say you don't have the means to do that, you can still find these groups and try to like go to different events. Like I said, Run Club is a great place to meet kind of active young people who are motivated. Just find different groups and events that you can branch off to and find that encouragement and support. And number 3 is become more boring. Now, this sounds crazy because I'm saying become boring, but you're trying to change your entire life. So that in itself is not going to be boring. But what I mean is you need to have a boring base in order to actually succeed and make these changes in your life. Because when you're trying to completely change your life, there's going to be so much change going around, right? That you need like a strong base, a strong boring foundation is what I like to say, that'll help you stay on track. Most successful people rely on systems and not just motivation. So what do I mean by having the boring systems in place? It could be things like having a daily routine, having a morning routine, having a schedule, journaling, weekly plans, budgeting, a fitness habit or fitness routine. These things that will be consisting of the base will help you because there could be so much change that it's going to be confusing and you're going to have anxiety, you're going to have stress. But by having that boring base and having those routines that you can fall back on, and it'll help you grow and it'll help you not just fall off. I remember for me, like all this change, like in the beginning, I was definitely feeling a bit down. I felt like it was too much because I wasn't used to it and I definitely wanted to give up. But just kind of building those routines and kind of just building the habits, it helped me a lot because I had something to look forward to every single day. I knew, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Even though there's going to be so much change, I have at least the gym I can go to. I have my daily routine. I have my tasks that I got to hit. I have this I can do, that I can do. And it really helped me just stay focused and stay on track. Mastering the boring, repeatable processes will really help you build that real momentum. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I just wanted to give you guys 3 quick things help me when having a lot of change in my life. Yeah, but if you like this video, do consider subscribing and let me know what your guys' thoughts are. What are some things that you've done during seasons of change where a lot is changing? What's some things that have really helped you? Let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.